Dynamite Entertainment has sold the film and television streaming rights to Vampirella. So this is huge news. Vampirella is a character that's been around for 50 years. It's tried and true, and it's well-known character, and now that it's going to hit the mainstream, it's going to be even more well-known. So for all my Vampirella fans or comic book collectors or so on and so forth, the value is about to bump on a lot of those things, just a heads up. Yeah, this is big news. It does not mention whether this is going to be a movie, television show, an animated series, but with these film and television rights being sold off like that, the potential is limitless, really. It can be any and all of those things. So nothing in specific, but big news for anyone that's a Vampirella fan. This is great news, in my opinion. There hasn't been a film adaptation since 1996 when you had Talissa Soto, who played Vampirella, and that movie didn't really get too much exposure. And for those not familiar, Talissa Soto was in she's most notably known as her role in Mortal Kombat. And she had a couple other roles as well. But with the way technology is now and CGI and special effects and everything, I mean, Vampirella on the big screen is going to look incredible now, and they're definitely going to do it justice. So, with Vampirella and Spawn in the works, and I mean, you name it, there's some really cool comic book related movies that are on the way that are not just Marvel and DC. And in my opinion, that is something to get incredibly excited about. So, fantastic news on that front. So huge news in terms of San Diego Comic-Con. Of course, if you haven't heard by now, it's been completely canceled for 2021, and it's been moved to 2022. So we're not going to see San Diego Comic-Con as a in-person event for quite some time now. However, there is this slight bit of insider news tip that I got, that there is a November 2021 mini show event that is possibly being planned. Now, they're saying this is going to be 3 days instead of 4, with much talk about San Diego Comic-Con already being hard enough to get into. This is going to be an even more limited amount of space and tickets and all that, so on and so forth, to get into this. So an even trickier event to get into, more exclusive. But I will say this, based on how things are going, I would not be surprised if this also got canceled as well, because in the press release that was let out, regardless of what event they do, even if they do this secret November one, or not secret November one, but mini November one that they're saying, it's still going to be based on the state of California and the San Diego County itself to really determine how many people they'd even really let them have there to begin with the event. So to say that this mini event will still go down, I wouldn't fully count it. Let's just say that. But you heard it here first if you hadn't heard it yet. There is a mini Comic-Con being planned for November. But if that doesn't go through either, then they're not going to do the real one till 2022. So we got quite a ways. So it's going to be digital again, which I'll say is still fun. It's still a fun event. And also, you're not going to want to miss, WonderCon, which is on the way. And WonderCon, unfortunately, is also at home. But WonderCon's coming up, because WonderCon's going to take place March 26th and 27th. So, pretty soon here, we're going to have that. And if that's anything like San Diego Comic-Con's digital event from last year, it should be pretty cool. There was some cool Zoom panels and so on and so forth. And there's already artists taking commissions for WonderCon. You can kind of check on their site and stuff. Regardless, we all miss the real, true convention experience. But hey, you know what? I'll take what I can get for now. And let's just hope that they do the exclusives and stuff, because that was cool with San Diego Comic-Con last year. And if we get closer to it, we find out about some exclusives and the way the programming is going to run for WonderCon. Stay tuned here. I will kind of break that down for you and let you know what I think you should do, go, check out, see, so on and so forth, and if it's worth it or not even worth it, So stay tuned for that. But either way, San Diego Comic-Con and WonderCon are both going to be virtual, and there might not be a mini San Diego Comic-Con in November, which I'm not even sure what they're going to call it yet, but if I get word on that, I will let you know here on the Metahumans Mondays, and hopefully, I give you some more updated news as time goes by. Every week on Metahumans Mondays, I bring you the comic book that I feel is worth picking up or investing in. And this week, it's going to come in the form of a book called Shadecraft from Image Comics. Now, Shadecraft, this is very interesting because, man, I can't really think of the last time I really heard this coming out the gate like this. But this book is not even out yet, and it's already been picked up, which is insane. So, without question, that made this book my pick for this Metahumans Mondays. If you don't have this on your pull list at your local comic store, you need to get on it. Whether it's going to be a good read or if you just want it as an investment, you're probably going to regret not getting this at cover price. Let's just say that. And at cover price, you can't hurt. It won't lose to have it. But honestly, it looks like a cool read. Even the cover looks fantastic. So Shadecraft is basically, it follows a character named Zadie Lou, and she's a girl afraid of her own shadow, and the shadows in her hometown are coming to life. So, we kind of see this trend right now with something is killing the children. You know what I mean? You're getting, like a lot of the Sabrina stuff is really popular right now. So we got this trend, of younger adult kind of horror / spooky stuff, and this kind of fits in the vein of that. So there's a development deal going on. The Eisner Award nominated Skyward from a few years ago, if you guys remember, that was from Joe Henderson, and he's the best-selling writer. He's the Lucifer showrunner. So Lucifer, the show. So this guy already has, he already has a lot of stuff in his belt. You know what I mean? And he teamed up with Captain Marvel artist Lee Garbett, and they put out Shadecraft. So I mean, this has a lot of good going for it, and it sounds like a fantastic read, and you're not gonna want to miss it. I mean, I'm not getting anything for pumping this. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I know a good investment when I see it. And to me, this is the pick of the week without question. Probably a fantastic read and cool cover. And it's already been picked up. So, I mean, you usually get a book and you hope that it gets picked up or some kind of television show or movie comes from it. And we already got that with this one, and it's not even out yet. So you cannot lose with this. This is a gold medal already. So if you don't have it on your pull list, add it. If your local LCS, your local comic shop, ask them to carry it, or if they can at least get you a copy. In case if they don't order it, at least you'll get yours. But heads up, this is my recommendation for this Metahumans Mondays. Thank you for tuning in. For those that see the Vampirella cover that we have on the header for this episode, that is actually our store variant for Vampirella, Trial of Sorrow, with a cover done by the great Jeff DeCall. If you're interested in that, go to our website, www.metahumanscomics.com, and you can support us by getting your copy there. There's not many left, actually. It's a low printed book. It says there's 500 copies, but actually only 250 were made. Half of the print run didn't make it. So it's actually the rarest book we've ever printed. So if you don't have one yet, scoop one of those up. As Vampirella progresses and picks up in popularity, everything of hers will heat up, and some of the rarer variants will get even more impossible to get. So heads up on that. But without further ado, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully we get our setup back together and get back to the live stream segment of the show. But right now with the computer out of commission, I'm recording this a bit differently, but I hope to return to our routine pretty soon. And for everyone that subscribes, thank you in advance so much. Help like the video, share it, and we're going to continue to bring you some cool stuff here on Metahumans Mondays. So, all right, thank you, and have a fantastic week.